Oh, now why it's all extra lighty over there? Whatever. Let's rock and roll. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. It is Coach Lee, your productivity and accountability coach. Maybe that's a little bit better. I don't know. Here for another Sunday of, you've guessed it, the Success Starter series. Y'all know we go live each and every Sunday. Don't worry about the time today, but we know our regularly scheduled time. As you can see, we're not in our regularly scheduled place, which goes towards the time. But I couldn't let the last Sunday of the month, the last Sunday in July, the last Sunday in June, the last Sunday in Q2 go by without hopping on here to make sure that we're ready, or getting ready if you're not ready, for July, for Q3. And so we want to talk about making sure. So probably won't be before you long. Not that I'm like ever really on here like forever like that, but probably won't be before you long. But I just want to pop in and talk to you guys about finalizing your plan for the month ahead, getting ready, wrapping up June, preparing for July, wrapping up Q2, preparing for Q3, and making sure you have that game plan in place. I did a blog yesterday that was kind of talking about this. We were talking about some of the questions that I'm asking myself. Um, and y'all are like, who is you, girl? If y'all don't know by now, I'm Coach Lee, your productivity and accountability coach. All about coaching and empowering you to find that hidden time in your day, time that you can use to pour back into yourself as you pursue your goals, your purpose, and your life passions, while still maintaining your current responsibilities without the stress and without the overwhelm. But I was saying that I did a blog post yesterday that was talking about like 4 or 5 questions that I'm asking myself as I get ready for this back half of the year, because we literally about to enter that 6 months left in the year point and phase in life. And if you've been following my stories, and I've kind of been talking about it in my post some of last week, was this reset that I'm doing, not only because it's time for me to plan for the month ahead and plan for the quarter ahead, but I'm looking at where 2025 is, and I'm like, am I in alignment? Like, am I doing the things that I really want to do? Am I being the person that I set out to be at the beginning of this year? Like, is this all still like going where it needs to go? Because we make plans and we set goals with this future in mind, um, and in doing so, we have to like put ourselves in this position to where we're forward facing. And what I mean by that is like we're planning for the future. All for it. We need to do it. Like, we got to do it, because if we don't plan for the future, how are we going to get to the future? So I'm not knocking that and not saying that we should not be doing that. But what I'm really thinking about is, as we're planning for the future, is this the future that you really want? Like, and I've talked about it last year, like coming into this year, with when it came to like setting the goals, to make sure that you're setting goals that are based around your why, your purpose, not letting other people dictate and guide your goal setting process, to make sure that they're in alignment with where it is you're looking to go and what it is that you're looking to do. And so as I think about that and as I'm planning for that, for me, the 6 month reset came about because I realized that while I love to set goals and I'm not stopping setting goals, for me, yearly goal setting, I don't want to say it's too hard, because then that makes it sound like setting goals needs to be easy, but it's too hard in the sense that my goals depend on so many other things. And I'm not saying that your goals don't either. But follow me and listen to this, because you might hear this and you might say that I agree. For me, I can't set yearly goals, or setting yearly goals might not be the most beneficial thing. But maybe for you, you listen to this and say that, nope, my goals don't have that many factors that vary, so I'm okay to set goals. Because I set goals for work for the first time this year. It's not something that I had previously done. I might have said, did I set them last year? I don't think I did. But like, I've been setting goals in my personal life for like ever. I've been setting business goals since 2021. Honestly, no, let me not lie. 2022, 2023. So 3 to 4 years I've been setting goals, because 2021 is when I officially started my business, and I don't think we set goals for the year because we was just trying to get this thing up and going. And so now I'm setting work goals. And because I work full time, no, work is not my identity. No, work isn't all that I do. My energy and capacity in life and in business sometimes is dictated by work, because if I'm in a busier season at work to where I don't have my lunch breaks to work my business or to do some things personally, then that means that I have to get those done after work. And we only got 24 hours in the day, so the amount of time I have to work on these other things is affected by it. And so, because I've been setting work goals, it's I set work goals with the intention of keeping me more focused and keeping me more in alignment, to make sure that I'm staying on track and I'm focusing on things, which is the same reason that I set business goals and life goals. And some of my goals that I set are easy to quantify and to make it to where I can focus on these things each month, each quarter, each week. Like my running goal, for example, I can, even if I get slightly off track of that one month, I can make it back up. Like right now, I'm 10 or 12 miles ahead of where I should be. No, I'm like 15 miles ahead, because I think I'm at like 165, which is why like in my stories this morning I was saying like I didn't go for a run this morning, but it's okay because I've already met my mileage goal for the month, and even the backup goal that I set that I raised it. And so I'm saying all that to say, because y'all like, girl, get to the point. I'm not setting yearly goals, but I'm setting yearly intentions. And my goal in not setting goals but setting these intentions is that it's going to help me to choose an intention to be able to create checkpoints for myself. But all of that is important for this 6 month reset, because as I'm winding down June, preparing for July, and preparing for Q3 as I wind up Q2, I'm also doing this 6 month reset to really be able to say, like, what intention do I want to have for this back half of the year? And yes, I said a quarterly intention, but I'm really thinking about like when 2025 ends, December 31st, 2025, God willing, I'm still here. Um, what do I want to feel like? What do I want to be? What do I want to have? Not specifically accomplish, like check box, but like who do I want to be? Because if I am this person and I become this person and embody this person, it's going to show up for me in life, in business, and work. And as a result of that, as I'm setting goals and setting these intentions, it's going to help me to focus there. So for me, what that's going to look like, and I haven't fully fleshed this out fully because I'm finishing this prep part, is is all about creating this game plan essentially. And I know we talk about a whole bunch of game plans, but I'm talking to you in this way because this has been the reflection part. Because the first step in wrapping up the month and the quarter and preparing for the new thing is reflecting on what worked, what hasn't. And for me, this reflection is going not just on the month and the quarter, but also the first 6 months of the year. And so as I'm doing that, essentially this live is me talking you through and walking you through the process that I'm currently going through and intending to like document more and share. Like I did it in my blog post, like I said yesterday, and you can comment the word blog and I can send you the link to that. But we're talking about reflecting, resetting, and recommitting, creating your game plan for this start for July, this start for Q3, and if you're doing a 6 month reset with me for the last 6 months of the year. And so I've been heavy in the reflection point, and because of that reflection, I've come to the realization that this reset is what I'm doing, i.e. the 6 month reset. And in this reset, like I said, it's not that I'm giving up on goals. I'm just being more intentional and kind of creating this vision and picture for who I am, what I want, and what I'm looking to be. And that's the recommitment. And so as I've talked through this process, the whole purpose of talking through the process was helping you to see the 3 points and the 3 things that you have to go through for you to get to this point. How you need to reflect, how you need to reset, how you need to recommit. And maybe as you listen to it and think through and work through parts of it, maybe you might see for you, I got the reflection done. And maybe in your reflection, you see that I'm good, I'm on track. I don't need to necessarily reset. Maybe you just need to recommit. Or maybe you reflect and you reset, but maybe you don't have to do all these parts. You got to do the reflection, because if you don't reflect, you're not going to figure out if you need to reset, if you need to recommit, or if you're in alignment. But I just want us individually, collectively, clients, friends, coworkers, whoever, like I just want us all to make sure that as we continue to go through life, we are living a life that we're proud of, we're happy with, that it's in alignment with who you are, who you want to be, and where it is you're looking to go. And I hope that you're willing to do the work. And as always, if you're looking for support, accountability, or help walking through this process to help you to reflect, to reset, and to recommit, your girl is here. Hopefully this week in the content, as I finish up my own reset, I'm able to document and share that process for you and to kind of explain what I'm going through, maybe some of the things that are coming up for me in the process. And so I hope for you that you say yes to you. And in saying yes to you, you do the work to reflect. you do the work to reset, and you do the work to recommit. And that reflect, that reset, and recommit, I know that's a Lee method, right? Look, reset, examine, look, reflect, examine, reset, execute, recommit. The Lee method works. The Lee method works. The Lee method works. So get the book, Lee's Laws of Productivity, if you want to go through and work through this process on your own, if you want the support and accountability of someone to help walk you through this process. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Get ready. Get ready for the next month. Get ready for the next quarter. Get ready for these last 6 months of the year. A lot's going to be happening. I can visualize my calendar for the last 6 months of the year, especially that transition point from Q3 to Q4, and then it just speeds up with the number of things that's on my calendar, that's already on the calendar, not to mention the things that might get added to the calendar. Anyways, I'm not gonna stress myself out about that or worry about that, because that's the whole point of making sure that I know what I want this back half of the year to be. And if I want this back half of the year to be peaceful, which I do, but that's not all that I want for this year. Like, I was writing down and journaling down like some of the words and some of the phrases that are coming to me for the month of July and the month of Q3, and I'm sitting with some of the words to figure out, is this a July thing or is this a Q3 thing? Because yes, July is in Q3, but is this something that's gonna go over past July to where it needs to be the word of the phrase for Q3, or is this a July thing to start that momentum for Q3? And so as you do that work to reflect, as you do that work to reset, as you do that work to recommit, I hope and pray that for you, this is me walking you through and talking through the process that I've been going through, and I'm still to finish going through, because your girl ain't finished. I haven't finished my planning for this week and all of that. And when I get off this live, if this rain is stopped, which is why I'm not same time, same place, because it started storming and I'm at my mom and them house, and I'm just like, it's who's gonna get out in that storm and drive home? Just no, thank you. Anywho, so yeah, do the work, not do some work, do some work as well, but do the work, reflect, reset, and recommit. Look, examine, create that game plan to execute. Like I said, I dove into it a lot on my blog post yesterday. So you can comment the word blog if you want help with that. Or if this sounds like you and talking something that you need, feel free to DM me the word me, and let's have a conversation and to get you scheduled for a personalized productivity audit. That free 20-minute call, we can walk through and look through your biggest issue or biggest struggle when it comes to productivity, planning, getting ready for July, getting ready for Q3, and figure out what it would look like to work together, to walk through this process together, to reflect together, to reset together, to recommit together, to look, to examine, and for me to help you create that game plan to execute. So that's what we got for Success Starter Series today. I hope this was meaningful. I hope this was, let's just stick with meaningful. I can't think of another word. Helpful. Let's go with that. Hope this is helpful for you. So until next time, until next week, should be regular scheduled time, regular scheduled place. It's been Coach Lee, your productivity and accountability coach. Coach Lee is